Greetings, my audience. Morning. Early in the morning it is, but before sunrise, so either one's right. I'm up early. I'm aware on it. So, I'm going to talk about a movie in this video I'm reviewing. My name's Jake Allen Graham, and I'm reviewing I really forget the name of the Marvel franchise I was thinking on. There's lots of Marvel movies in the 616 universe known as Marvel Studios Universe Timeline by Marvel Studios. So forgive me, I kind of forgot what the franchise specific was, so I'm going to talk about the first one that's in my head. That's the only one I can think on. First one I could think back on. I meant pop in my head. Again. This is my review on the Iron Man trilogy. I thought these plot of these movies were bare bones stupid. Convoluted monkey see doodah writing. Plots. Doesn't really tell very compelling. None of them really tell very compelling, good story, or a forward story, or barely any of the story in these movies. I mean, you barely understand who Iron Man is, and I'm pretty sure Robert Downey is playing Robert Downey. Because Robert Downey likes to be funny in interviews, and I'm pretty sure that's who he's being. Because I don't know what else the movie gives him other than jokes. It doesn't make him competent of a hero. Or a smart hero. On paper, I thought he became a very dumb hero out the trilogy. So he felt more like a Perry version of Robert Downey. He feels more like a Perry of Tony Stark played by Robert Downey, the actor. And I feel like Robert Downey's just playing at this by the end of the third one. I feel like the whole movie, all the Iron Man movies, I feel like he's just playing Robert Downey. Like, his acting's just on autopilot. I appreciate that he doesn't give a shit. And this thing that's barely a script of these movies. He's clearly this, not really acting. He's he's not giving this shit. He's playing the role like George Clooney is playing Batman. Or Chris O'Donnell played when Chris O'Donnell replaced his role as Robin. That version of Batman. He plays the role well like Batman by George Clooney. The role playing how Robert Downey Jr. plays Tony Stark well. As well as George Clooney does as Batman. As an awful. I think we can all agree on that. That this is the worst thing he's ever done in his life. Worse than the drugs he used to be on. What happened to him? Why was he talented in the first place? How did he got a career? I know he was famous. I know he made Iron Man movies. He played the Iron Man movie. Iron Man was the first movie he played after getting sober, because all of the other performances when he was acting when he got big, he was on drugs. So, did the drugs make him talented in the first place? That's what I think. Maybe he should go back on drugs. And get a good so we can get good performance out of him. Because he doesn't try at all. Or he's an overrated actor. And we can't then this got lucky because he was just having to be on drugs and got popular because when he was on drugs, I guess. I bet the drugs is what made him talented in the first place. Probably why since he got sober, he can't act for shit. Like Matthew Broderick, he's a worse actor than Matthew Broderick since he sobered up and played on the role Iron Man. He's worse than Matthew Broderick as Inspector Gadget. That bad, I thought. But I like Inspector Gadget and all, but what am I going to think? Matthew Broderick's good as Inspector Gadget? He's not. He can't really act, but it's not his fault. He's miscasting the role. Just like Robert Downey's miscasting the role as Tony Stark because he can't act either. Like Brie Larson can't act like Miss Marvel. As Miss Marvel, Brie Larson can't act in the MCU because she's not a talented actress, I guess. Or doesn't want to do it just for a paycheck, like Robert Downey will clearly is doing it for a paycheck. I thought his performance was absolutely flat, dull, terrible, and not funny. Which is odd because he was given nothing but jokes to say with his dialogue. In his character of story of Iron Man. All three of them. Whenever he doesn't shut up. I give these movies a 8 out of 10 for above 2 points above average. It's an 8 out of 10. Both, all the three of these movies with Iron Man, Robert Downey's Iron Man, for me gets a 8 out of 10 for 2 points above average. That's my review on the Iron Man trilogy with Robert Downey. Now, I'm going to review a different movie now within the Marvel brand. Talk about now. While the camera's rolling, I still have plenty of camera time left. And the video's still a little short, so I'm going to talk about Ant-Man Trilogy with Paul Rudd as Ant-Man. I give the sequels to Ant-Man, that's Ant-Man and the Wasp and Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, a 7 out of 10 for above average. And I give the first Ant-Man 2 points above average, a 8 out of 10. And I give the sequels, the two sequels to Ant-Man, a 7 out of 10. What a letdown the sequels were compared to the first one. I give the first one an 8 out of 10 for B-movie fun action writing. And I gotta give this a congratulations for telling me a forward plot that you can follow along. Yeah, for the first Ant-Man movie. I'm not sure what the plot was in the sequels. This like I'm very unsure of what the plot was in Iron Man trilogy. But I still enjoy the Iron Man trilogy more than the Ant-Man sequels. And I like the Ant-Man character a little more, less obnoxious than Robert Downey's as Iron Man, because I feel like Paul Rudd's not trying to play Paul Rudd, he's trying to play a character that Marvel created. I don't think the Marvel knows what to do with Ant-Man at all. See, after the first one, it goes downhill with everything. He doesn't know what he's doing, doesn't know how to be, make Ant-Man competent of a hero and a likable hero at the same time. So they make him a likable hero by making him the incompetent hero. Because the writers hate Ant-Man, I guess. But like the Wasp. For Quantumania and the sequel, it happens in with first sequel, Ant-Man the Wasp. So I just don't like it's just like this is like the jokes were more flat this time with the sequel compared to the first one. The jokes were kind of funny with the first one. Sometimes they got in the way of the story. Like, they didn't hit home run when Paul Rudd interrupted a moment. I didn't find that funny. I found that fucking annoying. You know, it was supposed to be for laughs. Just like Doctor Strange wiping his tear from his eye was supposed to be made for laughs. It was and I didn't thought it was funny. I thought it was stupid. And apparently we have Benedict Cumberbatch to suggest that to the director. And he worked it in the script. It was a CGI effect. It's because it's Benedict Cumberbatch. We have thanks for that. Thanks, Dick. For fucking coming up with stupid shit. Pointless shit. If those who thought that this was this Doctor Strange is one of those movies like the Iron Man movies where the joke after joke a lot of the jokes feel flat, but at least the Iron Man movies feel cinematically, visually stunning. More than I can say for the Doctor Strange and Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. There's the sequel. And when will the third one happen? Maybe never. I don't know. Ben's gone best getting up there in age. And I hear after the next two Avengers movies, they plan on rebooting the universe and recasting everybody. So, I don't think the Doctor Strange 3 is ever going to happen. I'm calling it. I found that out in a YouTube video before recording today. Just want to share that with you guys. Out loud, you know? That's all. I forget what YouTube channel was watching it under. But yeah, I found that out, so look forward to that. Maybe they could get someone to play Iron Man without playing himself. Play himself in the role as the actor. Like, I didn't care at all for Robert Downey's Iron Man. Just like I didn't care at all for Benedict Cumberbatch's Doctor Strange. Within the Doctor Strange 2. I liked him in the first one. A little. Not that much. Just like I liked Robert Downey's Never. except when he was in Endgame, when he said, I am Iron Man, and killed himself. That's made me almost forgive his terrible, horrific, wretched movies that started this abomination, the MCU, in the first place, and it's become over cluttered with movies as fuck. More than any other franchise, probably, at this point. It feels. Mentally, at least. But that's only because they know how to push and disappoint our letdowns, the comic book fans, and push our buttons and disappoint in us and let us down, and they just know how to, let us down, I feel like. Where was I going with this? Oh, yes, Robert Downey's Iron Man sucks, like Benedict Cumberbatch's Doctor Strange portrayal. Feels flat and dull and not funny. Stupid. Retarded. Writing of a script. All three of them gets. Of Iron Man compared to the Doctor Strange movie. Of Doctor Strange 1 and 2. And that's why I think Ant-Man franchise could have had potential. The first Ant-Man movie could have had potential, was as good. The Ant-Man sequel could have had potential to do as good as the first one with the script, or telling a more coherent narrative, or just as, but no. That's not what happened. The reverse happened. So, that's why Ant-Man Trilogy gets, sequels get an 8 out of... First one gets an 8 out of 10, the sequels get a 7 out of 10. This shit rotted my brain. I enjoy this like I enjoy the Blue song, I believe blah blah. It's gibberish, The song goes, I am blue, and the rest is gibberish. I don't remember what that is. Anyone sings it. It always says, I am blue, and I am blue, 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 blue. I know it says blue a lot in the song. That's what I think of the Iron Man trilogy in a nutshell. It makes me feel blue. Like a man in a blue house. Or a man in a blue brain. Or a blue man with a blue brain. Or a blue man with a blue house. Or a man with a blue dog. Everything's blue in this world. Is what makes me feel like the Iron Man trilogy was Robert Downey. Makes me feel like I entered Crazy Town. I'm funny. That's what the Iron Man trilogy makes me feel like I entered. I'm Blue, Crazy Town. Blue, I'm blue, and I believe blah 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 blah. Blue, blue, blues clues. I forget where I lost it. I kind of forget why I was laughing. Oh yeah, I was reviewing something. I know I kind of lost it. Not that I was. I mean, what I'm trying to say is I know I might have lost you guys, but um. So that's my review on the Iron Man trilogy and the Ant-Man trilogy. I enjoyed the Iron Man trilogy like I enjoyed the Flash movie with Ezra Miller. I know that's a classic in some people's eye, like Chris Stuckman. But for me, it makes me feel like I've gone to Crico Town. I mean, Crazy Town. Welcome to Crazy Town, Jake. Nothing that makes me feel more sane than watching a baby and being put in a microwave by the Flash on screen, played by Ezra Miller. Genius writing. I can see what Chris Stuckman is. This is one of his favorite movies of all time. It's become one of my favorite movies of all time too. One of my favorite comedies, dark, morbid comedies, like Blazing Saddles. I love this, like Blazing Saddles, the Flash movie with Ezra Miller. I approve this movie. It was a funny joke. On a practical joke on us comic fans who are DC fans besides Marvel fans. It's a good practical joke, is it not? Right, it's as practical a joke as having Mark Ruffalo play Hulk and Bruce Banner at one time. Was in the events of Endgame. Is that kind of a funny? Kill me! Strike me down, God! I've lost my mind! The world doesn't make sense anymore! Help me! Oh, my blood pressure's up. Oh, I think I popped a vein by laughing hard. That's my review on DC's The Classic The Flash movie, played by Ezra Miller, playing mostly himself. Like Robert Downey's playing himself as Chucky. I mean, what the fuck is wrong with me? How do I get Chucky mixed up with Iron Man, played by Robert Downey? Is it because he killed my inner childhood by raping my characters and playing them wrong? Probably. I give this Ezra Miller 8 out of 10, the Flash movie. 8 out of 10. What one classic thing that us comic book fans can love is Michael Keaton as Batman returning. Although I wish he was in a better movie than this piece of horse shit or train wreck of a fucking movie. These movies are all train wrecks, but I enjoy them as fun, guilty pleasure train wrecks that can keep the blood up and high and awake while watching it. Was the adrenaline rush, watching was like laughter of the madness of these movies' writings. Because this is writings bonkers, these movies are. Just like Ezra Miller's Flash movie. Why I get Ezra Miller's Flash movie at 8 out of 10? Along with Ezra Miller's Flash movie I just reviewed. I just reviewed that. Okay. I like this crazy town movie called The Flash, with Mike Keaton and Ezra Miller, and playing both Flash, past and present, within the movie The Flash. And the girl plays Supergirl. She was okay. It was what she was given, but she was not in a whole lot, so... excuse me. So, yeah. This movie was weird. Weird and dumb. Made me feel like I've lost my, beyond mental state at this point. Thinking, wondering how the Flash bombed, and how all 3 Iron Man movies made money. How did all 3 Iron Man movies make money? Timing, I guess. People grew smarter over time. Each generation, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. Us suckers born every minute of every year. Something like that. I don't know. I don't know. I thought Flash was just as bad as Iron Man. All of them. But hey, you know, in terms of so bad it's good. Guilty pleasure. Of a movie. That's what I think of these movies, so I talked about. Bye. Subscribe. Hit the thumbs up. Like the video. Comment below if you want to. Subscribe. Bye.